Flosstube, it's Liz, a stitchy bag. I'm back! It's been, oh my goodness, such a long time, and it's been a really busy sort of month or so since I was last with you. We've had our amazing holiday in Florida, which was, oh, fantastic. I love it out there so much. Very hot and very humid. We had a couple of thunderstorms towards the end of our holiday in the afternoon out there, but nothing very major. Love it. We did the whole Disney thing and just had a really amazing time together as a family. My son, who's 18, Ben, only came out with us for a week. We were out there for 2 weeks, so he flew home on his own partway through the holiday. So I did the whole kind of nervous mum thing and text me when you're through security, text me when you're on the plane, text me when you land, you know, just so that I knew that each stage of his journey was going well. But he did fantastically well. He got back all safe and sound despite some delays to his flight. And yeah, it was just lovely to have that time together away as a family, to just relax. Although I have to say it's a busy holiday. It is not a chill out by the pool kind of a holiday. It's a busy holiday. The first week we were trying to cram in as much as we possibly could while Ben was with us. So we did the 4 main Disney parks and Kennedy Space Centre all in that first week. And then I think we kind of wiped ourselves out. So we had a couple of days after Ben had gone home where we really didn't do anything very much. And then the second week we went back to some of the Disney parks and we did a couple of other things as well. So we really had a lovely time, and then came back feeling like we needed another holiday just to get over it all. But it's all good. It's all good. So excuse me. Grab yourself a cuppa, because I think this may be a long one. I have my Minnie Mouse mug, my Minnie Mouse t-shirt, there we go, show you my new t-shirt that came back from holiday with me. My Minnie Mouse mug, actually, I don't know if I've showed you this one before. My daughter Lila bought me this one 2 years ago when we were in Florida. She got me this one with her own money, bless her. So grab a drink if you've not already got one. I've got so much to tell you about. Okay, where to start? Brick City Stitches. So on the Saturday in the middle of our holiday, Chris took me to Brick City Stitches in Ocala, and I spent a very happy 2 or 3 hours there. The lovely Jean took very good care of me and made sure that I spent every single stitchy dollar that I'd brought with me. So I've got some goodies to show you from my trip to Brick City Stitches. If you are ever in the kind of Orlando, Ocala area part of Florida, do make the time to go and spend some time in Brick City Stitches. Really lovely shop, lovely ladies in there. So there were several ladies in there stitching while I was there, so I was able to kind of have a look at what they were stitching, which is always lovely to see what other people are working on. But let me show you my haul. That I kept it in the bag so that I wouldn't put it away and then not have anything to show you. But bear with me while I try and take things out in an order that kind of makes sense. So this is a chart, Silver Creek samplers. I've had my eye on this one for a while, and whenever I've tried to get it in the UK, it's been out of stock. So I grabbed that one when I saw it. So those of you that are Wizard of Oz fans, I just love that one. And I don't think it's charted for Krynic for the ruby slippers, but I think I need to add some sparkle for the ruby slippers. So depending on what's charted, oh, the Treasure Braid, yeah, that's going to be sparkly then. So anyway, I will make sure that my ruby slippers are sparkling when I stitch it. This one I just thought was really lovely, a Waxy Moon Designs. I do like Waxy Moon Designs, but I generally buy PDFs while I'm over here. So it was nice to be able to pick up a hard copy chart. So may your blessings be as countless as the autumn leaves. What a lovely blessing to send to somebody. And then these ones are kind of a series, I guess. They're 4 sort of seasonal little samplers. So I've got the 4 seasons. So it's spring. So pretty. They're by Filigram, who I haven't come across before. And we have summer. And we have fall. I'm going to try, I think, to change fall to autumn. We don't tend to call it fall here in the UK. So if I can work out a way to rechart that so it says autumn instead, I think I will. And then winter with the lovely cardinals on. I love cardinals, they're so cute. We were actually lucky enough to see a couple of cardinals while we were in Florida. They were just flying around near our villa. So it was lovely to see cardinals in real life. Because again, we don't get them in the UK and they're just beautiful. They're so lovely. So I got those were my kind of little charts that I bought. And then I'm trying to think what to show you next. I need to get things out. I'm going to try not to drop everything. Maybe not try. So I got some fabric. So I got, these were just kind of random bits that I bought because they were lovely. So I got, they're all 32 count linen. So this is Helix. I'm not going to open them all the way up, but I picture this plus, which is lovely kind of silvery grey. And then I got Storm, which is also by Picture This Plus. And that's a nice, a darker grey, which I think will make a lovely background if I've got anything that's got really bright colours. I think it will make them really pop. And then there was no way I was not going to buy a piece of this. It's called Coastal, and again by Picture This Plus. So these were my kind of just because I like them fabrics, as you do, as I do anyway. And then I got a couple of pieces of fabric to go with charts that I bought. So I got a couple of lovely Glendon Place charts, and I don't think I would have necessarily picked these up, but I saw, so this is, but I saw the stitched models on the walls in the shop, and that was what made me think, yes, I need to do these. So this will do nicely. And I got this fabric to stitch that one on, which is a slushy linen from Fabric Fair. So this is aqua. So this is a printed fabric rather than a hand dyed. So you get the pattern on the one side, but then on the back is completely white. That's a printed one. And Jean cut this to size for me. So she worked out exactly what size I needed for my chart and cut off the bolt of fabric exactly the size that I need to allow the border that I want to allow as well. And then she serged all the edges as well. And she did that with all of the fabrics that I bought. So they've all got lovely serged edges, but I was able to buy exactly the size that I wanted to buy, which is just amazing. So yeah, I was over the moon with that. And then the other chart I got, and again, I wouldn't have got this if I hadn't seen the model. So this is Pretty Pumpkins, again a Glendon Place chart. This reminds me a little bit of Playing with Jacks that I've seen a few people do and that I really like. I particularly like the Playing with Jacks when the white pumpkin in the middle has the pattern rather than the face. I don't really do Halloween, but I do love autumn. So that was that chart. And then I got this fabric, which is another slushy from Pretty Pumpkin. So this one is Forest. So again, a printed fabric rather than a hand dyed, but I've got that one for doing the pumpkins on. Very, very pretty, and I think that's going to look fab. Those oranges are really going to pop on there. So I was absolutely delighted with those, and I'm really looking forward. I want to start the pumpkins. I really want to start the pumpkins. I also got, for the thistles, I picked up the beads and the Quilting to do that on. So I haven't bought any of the flosses. The thistles were a mixture of dinky dyes. No, in fact the thistles were just dinky dyes. And just some DMC for the beading and for the back stitching. The thistles are dinky dyes, but then the pumpkins is all DMC, but look at all those colours. So the pumpkins, I will get the DMC as and when I'm ready to start it, but I need to kind of look through my stash and see which ones I've already got, which ones I need to order. So I got that, and then last but definitely not least, I got this booklet with the butterfly fairies in. I particularly like Night. I'm not sure if I will stitch Day as well, but Night I love. So that's Day. So I got the book. I've been eyeing these up for ages, and I've only seen them in kit form before. So to just find the charts was lovely, because it means I have them in my stash. I've not spent loads and loads of money, but they're there ready for me when I want to start. I kind of feel a little bit guilty if I have kits sitting in my stash. I do have a few, but they're more of an investment, and to then have them sitting there for a while and not being started is like that. It bugs me a little bit more than just having a chart, because the chart doesn't feel like as big of an investment. So that was my haul. I did get a few I got a few skeins of Gentle Art sample threads for no particular reason other than the fact that I just loved the colours, really loved the colours. I'm trying to get these so that I can show you what I got. So those are the colours that I bought just because they're beautiful. There's a part of me that would love to get a full set of Gentle Arts, just because. And then there's the other part of me that says, well, what are you going to do with them when you've got them? And I would probably use them, but I don't know. There's that whole thing about buying stuff for the sake of having it, and I'm terrible because I buy fabric, and it doesn't seem to bug me that I buy fabric and I buy charts, and then I think, actually, do you know what, I've already got more than I can stitch, and it doesn't stop me buying new. And part of me is like, why am I doing this? Liz, you've got to get a grip, you've got so much already. And there's the other part of me, it's like, I might miss out if I don't get that chart. I may not ever be able to get it, and I need to get it when I see it. And I know I'm not the only one. I've seen on Facebook, on Cross Stitch Addicts and other groups, a lot of people are saying exactly the same thing. We already know we have more stash than we can stitch in our lifetime, and we still buy. So I need to have a think about this some more, because actually in the rest of my life I'm trying to get away from buying stuff for the sake of buying stuff, and we're trying to get rid of stuff and make our home less cluttered. It still feels really cluttered here, so I don't know why I'm kind of like that in the rest of my life, and we're just gradually working through to get rid of stuff. And then when my stitching, it's like, buy all the things, want to stitch all the things. So there's a bit of a dichotomy going on there. It'll be fine, it'll be fine. I have some more other little bits of haul. that were not from Brick City Stitches that I'll show you a bit later on. I do want to share with you some kindness that came my way. Thank you so much to Gina. It meant so much to me to get this little package in the post, and your lovely card. So this card, I'm not going to read it to you because that was what Gina sent to me, and she sent me this gorgeous little notions pouch from Vintage Lindy Lou. And I've showed you before, I have a project bag, or two project bags from Vintage Lindy Lou, but Alice in Wonderland. So Gina got me absolutely spot on with this one. It's absolutely gorgeous, and I'm so grateful. Thank you so much, Gina. I have had a couple of people leaving comments on my Facebook, oh gosh, on my videos, asking me for my email address because they want to get in touch with me. So what I'm going to do is, if I remember, I will put my email address in with all the blurb and everything underneath my video. So if you do want to get in touch with me by email, I would love to hear from you. It makes me so happy reading all your comments and everything that you leave on my videos, but I will leave my email address there as well. And then if you want to get in touch with me outside of YouTube, then you can do that as well, and I would love to hear from you. So please do feel free to drop me a line if you would like to. Check my list and see where I'm at. Okay, let's do whips. Let's have a drink first. So last time I was with you, I said that I was wanting to try and get my gingerbread village finished by the end of June. We are now halfway through July and I haven't done it. I'm getting closer, I really am. So I can't remember where I was at last time, but I think I was working on this house, and I have finished this house. And as you can see, I'm about halfway down on the next house. So I have this house to finish. There's a tree to go there and the snow. So this one is, yeah, this is doing quite well now, this one actually. So that one to finish, and then there is one more house to go there, and then it's finished. So I'm very close. I'm kind of 1.5 houses off a finish on this one. So the end is in sight. So we'll try for the end of July, but don't hold me to it. I'm just like, I don't get anything like as much stitching time as I would like to have. And I'm not the world's fastest stitcher. So even when I do have stitching time, it's kind of slow. So anyway, I've done well with my gingerbread house. I'm really kind of excited. The end is in sight on that one. And I'm starting to think about what might take its place. Because I'll be allowed a new start when I finish that one. So while we're away, I did take my stitching with me. To be honest, I didn't do very much. So I worked on that one as my travel project. It's Alice by Tralala Collection. But as I say, I really haven't done very much at all. That's all I managed. To be honest, I found it too hot to stitch outside. My hands were getting very sweaty. I think it was humidity. And inside the light wasn't really good enough. And on the plane we had 3 kids between us in the family, and just, you know, they're bringing coffee and they're bringing meals and they're bringing this, they're bringing that, and it all felt a bit cramped. So I really, as you can see, didn't get very much stitching done, but I have made a start on it. And Alice is going to be my kind of travel project. So we've got some camping holidays booked in the summer in the UK. I love camping. We have a big tent, we go with some friends. So we've got one holiday with our friends, and then we've got another holiday with my parents-in-law. So they're booked. that Alice will be coming with me as my travel project when we go camping, and I fully expect to get a lot more done on her while we're camping, because to be honest, when we go camping we do hardly anything. We may have a couple of day trips, but camping for us is a complete change of pace. It is, we just kind of really slow down. So as long as the weather's nice, we sit outside our tent for most of the day and we read and we chat, and I'll do my cross stitch, and you know, we have some nice nibbles to eat and we have something nice to drink, and the kids kind of have run of the campsite, so they know the rules, they know they need to watch out for cars, but they have a lot of freedom on the campsite, and they go to the play park that's on the site, and it's just a really, really lovely change of pace. So I expect to get a lot more done on Alice when we're camping. I've also picked up my bee again, so you will remember that I had to do a fair amount of frogging on my bee. I haven't quite caught up with where I'd got to before I did all the frogging, but it's come out of the naughty corner. It is being worked on again. I would have done a lot more on this, but I am working on a gift, which is the project that I've not been able to show you, and I'm trying to get that gift finished because it's very well overdue and I really would like to get it finished. So I'd kind of told myself that I couldn't work on my bee until I'd got that gift finished. I haven't got the gift finished. I'm 3/4 of the way through it now. So it's, you know, I'm getting there with it, but I'm not enjoying stitching it. It's a lot of words and not a lot else, and I'm just, yeah, I'm not really enjoying stitching it. So yesterday I got my bee out again. I thought I'm just going to do a bit of work on my bee. So the gift I am going to get finished, and like my Gingerbread village, they were in with the 4 projects that I'd said I definitely wanted to get finished this year. So I'd already finished 2 of them. One was Quotes to Live By, and I can't remember what the other one was. Nope, can't remember. It'll come to me as soon as I stop filming. But anyway, Gingerbread village is nearly done. My gift is going to be done. I want to get them done, and then I can start thinking about, okay, if I got all of those done by the end of July, that gives me another 5 months of this year. What else am I going to focus on? What else am I going to try and finish? So if you have any suggestions as to what should be the next ones that I need to focus on to try and get finished this year, once I finish Gingerbread village and my gift, please leave them in the comments. I love to hear from you. Let me know, what do you think I should focus on? It needs to be doable. So please don't say my peacock that I've got about 10 stitches in, because that isn't going to happen. That's a big piece, and there's a lot of work needed in that one. So make it doable for me. Okay. Right, the other piece that I have put some stitches in since I last saw you is Harbour Haven. I love Harbour Haven. Right, I just need to take the chart off here a second, because I attached it with my needle minder, as you do. I'm not winning any prizes for speed stitching here, but a little bit more in Harbour Haven. And I have been thinking, in this sea here, there are 2 colours, believe it or not. And the darker colour for me doesn't really look that different to the lighter colour. So around the edges here, it should be darker. So I think what I'm going to do is maybe frog those darker stitches and put something darker in. so that you can really see the difference of the shading. I just want a bit more shading and a bit more difference between the two, and I'm not really happy. So before I do any more on the sea, I'm just going to take out those dark stitches and find something, maybe one of the Gentle Arts threads that I've bought. I'm going to have a look through my stash of threads and see what I've got. I really want to make some good progress on this piece this year. So I think alongside whatever else you tell me that needs to be my focus, I'm not aiming to finish Harbour Haven this year. I need to be realistic about what I can achieve, and the fact that there are other things that I want to start, but I do want to make some good progress on it. And actually, you know, I'm still on part 1 and I'm not even sure if I'm halfway through part 1 yet. So I would like to make some really good progress on Harbour Haven this year. So that's going to be one of my aims. Let's see where we can get with that. I'll pop that one away. You're getting a lovely view of the top of my head now while I put this away. If I don't put away as I go along, I'm just going to have an almighty mess to clear up. There we go. And I'm going to get things muddled up. So that's all my whips. I had a lovely visit into a framing shop at the end of last week, and this is a local framer that I haven't used before, and I've driven past his shop many times. He's in the town where I live, and I've driven past his shop and thought, I must go in there and ask him if he frames cross stitch. Previously I've used a big framing place in the city of Exeter, which is about 20 miles from where I live, 18-20 miles from where I live, and I work in Exeter, so it's no biggie for me to drive across town to the framer over there. But it's a big frame shop, and I wanted to support a smaller local business, so I went in to the framer. For any of you who live locally, it's called number 39 The Art House, and you can find him on Facebook under number 39 The Art House. And I had such a lovely chat to him, and I was asking him if he framed cross stitch and whether he laces it or tapes it, and he was just coming back with everything that I wanted to hear. How he uses non-acidic board and he uses upholstery thread to do the lacing. And anyway, during the course of our conversation, it transpired that his daughter works for the National Trust as a conservation person. So it was just a lovely conversation, and he was showing me some old embroideries that he had in, waiting to be framed, and he was telling me about what happens to old embroideries that have been stitched with silk. And this is something particular to ones that have been stitched on silk or with silks, and they get something called silk shatter if they've got damp over time and then they dry, and the fluids of the silkworm, when they get damp, it releases the salts in the fluids. So whatever the bodily fluids are that the silkworm uses to make the silk has salt in. So when the silk ever gets damp, then that kind of releases the salt that's in those bodily fluids, and then it dries out again. And this happens over many years, and the salt crystals then start to kind of rub away at the actual silk threads, so it gets this thing called silk shatter, and it can be all fine until it's taken out of the original frame and the air gets to it, and then literally the silk can just fall apart. And it was absolutely fascinating talking to him. I'd never heard of this. He said modern silk is absolutely fine. It doesn't tend to happen with modern silk. I guess it's the way it's treated. But with these very old embroideries, some of which are hundreds of years old, they really do need very specialist treatment. So he was telling me that he has contacts and specialists that he can call on to get advice, things like that. So I just had a really lovely chat with him for about half an hour. So anyway, later in the week I went in and I've taken quotes to live by in to him to get framed, and honestly I was surprised that he didn't quote me a lot more money for the framing that I've chosen. I think if I'd taken it to where I was going previously, they would have charged me a lot more. So I'm very, very excited to see that one framed. I can't pick it up until the middle of August, but you know, once I've picked it up, I will be showing you. I'm very, very excited to see what he does. I love to support small businesses and local artists and things like that. So in my home, I like to buy from local businesses, small pages on Facebook and things like that. So maybe one day I'll give you a little bit of a tour and show you some of the pieces of artwork that I have. I've got some lovely little embroideries, I've got fairies, I've got little houses, I've got all kinds of little things. So maybe one day I should give you a bit of a tour and just to kind of point you in the direction of some of these pages on Facebook that I love so much. One I'm going to point you in the direction of right now is the amazing Passifloral, and I will try to remember to pop a link in the comments underneath my video. So Rachel at Passifloral lives in Israel, and she does the most amazing artwork, and she does stretching and mounting of cross stitch pieces. So what happens is you send her your piece of cross stitch just as it is, washed but not ironed, if you want to wash it, that is. I've not washed mine because they're all hand dyed fabrics. And look what she's done for me. So I'm trying to get this all in to show you. So this is my Ladybugs and Bumblebees piece, and she's done this most beautiful, amazing artwork. Just can't put it, I don't know if I can get it all in. You see all of that? And that now is all ready for me to take in and just get framed. So that's all been stretched already on board. So she's done that one for me, which I love. And then get lined up nicely. My Jardin Privé Road to Happiness. I'm going to bring it nice and close so that you can see. Look at that gorgeous little bird. And the little sheep at the bottom, which kind of pick out the little sheep in the actual piece. So I'm going to hold this back, try and get it all in for you so you can see. But isn't that stunning? So you basically give her full artistic license and she uses your piece as inspiration. So do go and check out Passifloral on Facebook. You can message her about any pieces that you would like to send her, and she will give you a price and she will give you an idea of how long it's going to take. So I believe her lead time is around about 3 weeks at the moment from the time that she receives your piece, and then say around about 3 weeks before she will then post it back to you. But she will be able to advise you more carefully, or more accurately rather, when you contact her. So if you've got any pieces that you would like to have that amazing artwork treatment on, I'm just like, I can't afford to send every piece to her. I will say she is incredibly reasonably priced for the amount of work that goes into it. But obviously there's postage to and from Israel to take into account, but the more you send at any one time, obviously the cheaper that works out. But her artwork is amazing. She has been so kind and helpful to me. and I could not be happier with the finished pieces that I've got. So I'm really, really keen to get those down to my lovely new framer that I've just found. But you know, just try and support these small businesses where you can, because actually they do some amazing work. That's where you can find things that are unique, where you're truly kind of putting your money into supporting creativity and just fabulous things. And I don't want this world to be taken over by all the mass-produced stuff. You know, there's a place for it. Obviously there's a place for the mass-produced, but I think where you can, support the small business as well, you know, because it's more for them than just about the turnover figure. It's about them being able to you know, have treats with their families, and you know, actually for some of them it's about putting food on the table. So yeah, I would really encourage you to support those small businesses where you can, and just find things that you love. Okay, how are we doing? I want to show you this, and this lovely box, as beautifully packaged as any stitchy parcel that I have ever received, is Needleart. So I ordered this as a kit, ready to start a stitch along with my lovely friend Sam. Hi Sam! And Sam, if you've started this already, you're doing better than I am, because I haven't. But I wanted to show you how beautifully packaged this all came. I'm trying to show you without tipping everything out of the box. And the sun has just got really bright and really hot in here in the last 10 minutes. So I ordered the full kit. So that came with the chart. So I think lots of people have been showing this one. So Needleart is a collaboration between Ink Circles, Hands-On Design and Summer House Stitchworks. So I ordered the kit with the chart, the linen. I mean, that's just, it's Blue Moon linen, 32 count Blue Moon linen, which I love. All of the threads, and look on this little taggy here, how cute is that? So that's all my Classic Colourworks threads there. So we've got Deep Fennel, Sunset, Chai, Hazelnut, Rose Petal and Nature Trail. So those are all my lovely colours of thread. And my needle and a little bit of felt so it doesn't poke anybody's fingers, and the lovely little needle minder. But I just was so blown away when I saw how beautifully that had been packaged that I wanted to kind of share it with you all. So I bought that from Peakside Needleworks, who are in the UK, and I use Peakside for a lot of my stitchy supplies, because they do tend to stock the American designers, and they do so at very reasonable prices. So I can't get everything back in as nicely as it was now. So that's Needleart. So I need to get on with that one. That needs to be started so that Sam and I can actually do that as a stitch along. So if any of the rest of you fancy joining us with that one, I believe Michelle Bendy was saying that somebody on Flosstube has started a sale. So there's probably a hashtag for that one, and if I can find it, it's probably Needleart sale. That sounds good, doesn't it? So let's use that as our hashtag. So if you want to share your pictures on Instagram or Facebook, please do. So I've got that one. I'm looking forward to getting started with that one. What else? Jan Hicks led me astray. She's a very naughty lady. Yeah, right, because I need any leading astray. Yeah, you know. So I had to buy some silk from Mrs. Sadus, having seen the beautiful silk that Jan had. So I went and had a look on her Etsy shop. That is Mojito. Oh, I just, yeah. Just. And this is Rebecca. There's some very, very subtle little tiny bits of green in there. Just beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Cannot wait. Don't know what I'm using them for. You're sort of saying stuff for the sake of stuff. And she gave me a lovely little freebie of sienna, a little skein of sienna there. And there was also a little needle minder and a pot of thread conditioner that she popped in for me as well. So what a lovely, lovely parcel to receive in the post. So I'm really, really looking forward to having a go with those beautiful silks. Pop everything back in. And I was lucky enough to win this kit from so and so here in the UK. So they just ran a giveaway on their Facebook page, and I just commented, not really thinking too much of it, and then I got a PM a few days later telling me that I'd won. So that's just so pretty. I think when I come to stitch it, I will change the fabric out because it's got Ada in the kit and I don't really stitch on Ada anymore. So I will change the fabric out, probably for a lovely hand dyed, maybe with some pink in it. We'll see when I come to stitch it, but I love peonies. Peonies are my very, very favourite flower, so I'm very, very excited to be stitching and to have won that. We have a standing joke in our family. So Disney. For those of you that know Disney, I hope you've been in the chicky room. For those of you that haven't been in the chicky room, you need to just put Disney chicky room on your YouTube search and you need to watch the video for the Disney chicky room, because it's hilarious. It is absolutely hilarious. And we had to go in the chicky room. It has to be done. And it's one of those things that, do you know what, probably in its day it was like the most amazing technology, but it kind of feels now just like it's from a bygone era. But I love the chicky room so much and it just makes me laugh. And my son hadn't been in the chicky room before because he didn't come with us last time we went to Disney. So I said, come on Ben, you've got to come in the chicky room. So the four of us went in the chicky room, and Chris and Lila knew what to expect, but poor Ben didn't. So we go in the chicky room and we sit there and it starts. And Ben just looks at me and I'm sitting there nearly wetting myself. I'm laughing so much. So yeah, it's kind of, it has to be done now, the chicky room. Whenever we do Disney, we have to do the chicky room. I was over the moon to find this on Etsy to remind me how much I love the Tiki Room. I am going to be starting this very, very soon, because it is just a family joke now, the Tiki Room. So that is from Petal Pusher on Etsy. Yeah, needs to be done. So yeah, check out the Tiki Room. Let me know what you think of the Tiki Room. For those of you that have done it, tell me in the comments, because I love the Tiki Room. It's so bad, it's amazing. And my other lovely bits of haul. Karina at Bags Plus. Karina's going through a bit of a tough time right now, and any stitchy love and kindness that you can send her, I'm sure will be very, very much appreciated. So Karina has shared all of this publicly on her Facebook page. So, you know, she's been very, very open about it, but she has had breast cancer and she's just had to have surgery. So at the moment she's kind of in her recovery period, but before she went off for her surgery, she sent me these 2 beautiful bags that I had ordered from her. So you know, the whole Alice in Wonderland thing. So this is my lovely double-sided bag, the same style as I've had before. So these are the 14-inch bags, and they will fit an 11x11 Q-snap in them. So, and that lovely fabric there. So this side has a Velcro tabby in the top, and then this side has a zip. So you can use both sides of the bag, so one side for putting your Q-snap in, one side for all your bits and pieces, or I guess, I've never tried whether you can actually fit 2 Q-snaps in, or whether that might bulge the whole thing out, I don't know. So there's that one, and this one. And that's just backed with the plain blue fabric, but again, zip on one side, Velcro on the other. But the Cheshire Cat is my very, very favourite Alice in Wonderland character. Just so you know. So I am over the moon with those. Thank you so much, Karina, and wishing you a very, very speedy recovery if you're watching. Sending you lots of love. I think, where are we? You want to see more fabric? I'm going to have to open this door. I'm getting so hot. 2 ticks. It was cloudy when I came in here. It was cloudy and grey, and I thought, great, it's not going to heat up too much. And now it's like an oven in here. Right, quickly, I'm going to just show you some fabric. And I'm not taking these out of the packet because I'm feeling lazy. So, these are from Pulse Stitches. So this one is Angel Wings, which is a 40 count linen, Newcastle linen. Just pretty colours. And this one is Sizzly Snake, and again that's a 40 count linen. So these were a couple of special release colours that Jo did on her Facebook page. So it's really worth hanging out on Pulse Stitch's Facebook page if you want to find some of those special release colours that they just do as a kind of a very short time offer only. And see, this fabric cabinet is just out of hand. Extrude Designs put up a load of new colours at the beginning of July, and I may have succumbed. So again, I'm not taking these out completely, but this is Rosehip. This one is Steel. I'm really feeling the greys at the moment. I prefer grey. I think I've said before, I prefer grey as a neutral to the kind of browny ochre colours. Grey is more where I'm at. And this one is Old Linen, which is a gorgeous kind of browny grey or grey brown. Love that colour. That's probably as about a brown as I would go out of preference. Although there are some things that really suit a very warm brown. So that's my my XG Designs habit satisfied for a little while. I've done so well for haul, but it's been a long time since I've done a video, so I know I've shown you a lot, but yeah, it's probably, is it getting on for 2 months since I've done a video? I know I'm really kind of late coming back. We came back from holiday sort of a week into June, and I think every Monday after that in June I had to work. So Mondays are normally my non-working day, and I kind of have a little routine on a Monday, and I know what I'm doing, and I can do my Flosstube. So I've had Fridays off instead of the Mondays that I've had to work, but it's not the same. And I think of the Monday, it's after the weekend. So I do my kind of clearing up from the weekend and setting up for the week ahead. Whereas a Friday, it's just like, yeah, it's put me all out. So that was kind of all through June, and then the first Monday in July as well, I worked. So my routine has just been completely up in the air. So I'm not working today, Monday, but then next Monday I've got to work again. So I'm struggling to kind of get back into my routine. Normally I only work one Monday a month, which is usually the first Monday of the month, because there's a meeting that I need to be at, and that's when it happens. But having to do more Mondays is just really, really kind of thrown me. So I'm really struggling to get back into my proper routine. So please forgive me for having been away for so long. I will try not to let that happen again. Although, who knows where you could get a Flosstube from in August. Could be from the campsite. Who knows? Who knows? I'm looking at my notes just to see what I want to. Oh, I have some new additions to my dresser, which I'm just going to try and show you. So my lovely son bought me this in Disney, and it's far too nice for me to use. So this one is going to live on my dresser, even though it doesn't really go with all my old cups and saucers, but it's very special. And then the eagle-eyed amongst you may have noticed this, which I'm going to try and bring over here without dripping. Alice in Wonderland teapot. How amazing is that? And look, the little dormouse there asleep. So I'll just try and show you the playing cards all the way around. So lovely, lovely new addition to my dresser. So yeah, very excited. So I want to talk to you about my plans, not my stitchy plans as such, but kind of what's coming up, hopefully, in terms of my Flosstube. Sorry, I'm getting really red now. I'm really hot. So we are nearly at 900 subscribers. So thank you so much to every single one of you for your support, for liking what you're seeing enough to subscribe. If you're new here, welcome, which I should have obviously said at the beginning, but I'm being a bit rubbish because I'm all out of sync. Welcome, it's lovely to have you with me. Please, if you have enjoyed your time with me, please do subscribe and hit the bell so that you get the notifications when I pop a new video up. I am starting to think about what I'm going to do when I get to 1,000 subscribers, I am definitely doing a giveaway, and it's fair to say I am gathering in readiness for the giveaway. I know what it's going to be, but at the moment it keeps having bits added to it. It's going to be what I think is a lovely giveaway. I hope you will agree. So please do feel free to share my Flosstube. Once we hit 1,000 subscribers, then I will get the giveaway up for you, and you will have an opportunity to win that. So there's going to be kind of one kind of main prize, but then I'm thinking there might be a couple of other prizes as well. So that bit is still forming in my head, if you like. So 1,000 subscriber giveaway will be coming up as soon as we hit 1,000 subscribers. So we have got needle stunts, which I'm just going to pitch in on the sale that's already running. So please join me with that. Let me know in the comments if you're joining me with that. That would be amazing. And then in September, I'll be starting my sale, my stitch along, which is the bird stitch along. I am going to be doing the Cottage Garden Sampling Songbird series. I am in the process of working out the maths to get them all onto one piece of fabric without it being enormous, though I think I'm going to be stitching over one. But I really want to do those. But the stitch along, which we're starting on the 1st of September, which is only about 6 weeks away now, so gather your supplies. You've got the school summer holidays, and then we're starting. So 1st of September we're starting the bird stitch along for any chart with birds in it, or a bird in it. So I think Charisse from Denkai Designs is going to join. She has peacocks, of course she has peacocks, but I would love for you to join my bird sale. I'm going to work out a hashtag for it, we'll get it all going. So please share, kind of let's get people involved with it, and we'll get that one started on the 1st of September. So you've got about 6 weeks, gather your supplies, and then we're going to hit the ground running with that one. So lots coming up. I am thinking that for future videos, I'm going to give you a little tour of some of the little pieces of art and craft that I have in the home, for those of you that are interested. But I will do that probably as a separate little video. I'm going to show you kind of how I organise my stuff, my stitchy stuff, if I can get my head around how to kind of do that coherently. And that may include a little glimpse of my stitchy corner as well, so we'll see how that goes. But if there's anything else that you would like me to include in future videos, so maybe some kind of one-off things, rather than all the normal like whips and finishes and haul and, you know, which we're always going to do. So if you've got any other things that you would really love for me to do, please add that in the comments as well. There was something else I had to say to you, and I can't remember what it was. I can't remember. What I do want to share with you before I go, another one of the press pause cards from the Blurt Foundation, and this one is: you have no idea how brightly your light shines. So you're just being you, you're going around doing your thing, but your light is shining. You are you, and you're fabulous and amazing. And really, all that remains for me to say is, in a world where you can be anything, be kind. Bye.